In this video, we'll take a look at the COUNTIF, SUMIF, and AVERAGEIF functions in Excel. Perhaps you are familiar with the count, sum, and average functions, but these functions operate over a totality of data. That is, these functions count the total number of data points within a given range, or sum or average all the data within a given range. But what if you need to count the number of data points based on a specific criteria, such as a specific individual, such as Twain here? Or perhaps you needed to count the number of a given office location or a specific department, or perhaps even sum or average the given values based on a name, individual, an office location, etc. In this instance, we'll be looking up the individual Twain from this particular range of data here. So, how many are there? How often is Twain here? I select the cell, equal, and then the function count if. We need the criteria range, which is these values here. So I click the first one. Control-Shift arrow down, that will select the range. And I need to separate my arguments with a comma. And I'm looking up this particular value, Twain. I could also just simply type Twain at this point in quotation marks because it's text. But this would give you the advantage of replacing the values here, giving it a different entry. So I close the parenthesis. There are 3, and I've highlighted them here. I've placed Twain in bold, and there are only 3 here. The SUMIF and AVERAGEIF take a third argument, the sum or average range. I need the criteria range, like we already did, the criteria, which we have already selected, but then what's the data range that we're going to be summing or averaging from, and that would be the fees. So, equal, and then SUMIF. Again, the criteria range. We're looking for Twain within this particular range. The criteria, again, type it in quotation marks or select the value, such as we do here. And then we need the sum or average range, the values, the numeric values, and I highlight that range, close the parenthesis, and my answer. And then for the average, equal, AVERAGEIF. Again, the same criteria range. Control-Shift arrow down. Separate the argument with the comma, the criteria. My final argument, the average range. Close. And there's my value. You could also, for example, if I select this numeric value for Twain, and this one for Twain, and this one for Twain, you also get your values down here. It tells me that the average for these three values is 40,821, which you see here. It's rounded up in this instance. And you can see that the sum is 122,462. Okay. That's only because I've bolded these, but just to show you that it works. And in this case, we could change this to perhaps Clay, returning the values that you see here. So again, if you needed to return just information based on a specific individual, an office location, etc., the COUNTIF, SUMIF, and AVERAGEIF functions would be what you are looking for. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you for watching.